Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here as we prepare for our 20th race of the season for the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series Season 4. The NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series, as well as the Pizza Hut X Series, taking an off week here as we are at a track making its return onto the schedule. I'm trying to remember back, and I don't think this track has actually been on a Hersheys Cup Series schedule in its entirety. Last time we were here was back in the now retired Snickers Cup Series. We are at Thornton Raceway, 12-mile long road course. We run over city streets, we run out in the country, we run on interstates, and it's home to the famed Turn of Death. I'm being joined here today by three co-commentators. First off, he is the owner of the Gordon Fan 291 channel. He's also a driver in this series, but we're not going to mention that. He is Mr. Charles Sandfer.
Hey there, Seth. How you doing?
Doing good. Next up,
He's also one of my bosses.
Yes, he is. He is your boss, so you better be careful what you say up here. As you heard, that is going to be a guy that's joined me for quite a number of races this season. He joined me for Eldora. He joined me for the Charlotte All-Star Race Qualifying, Mr. K Mathews.
Hello.
And I cannot remember back to the last time this guy was in the co-commentator's booth with us, but Mr. J McCloud makes his return into the NNSCRA commentator's booth. How you doing, McCloud?
Well, I've definitely never done a Hersheys Cup race before, I don't think.
No, you have not.
I'm glad to be back, though.
All right, so we are here at Thornton. 5 laps of racing. It's going to take him a while to get around this racetrack. Brooke Allen lines up on the pole alongside of K Llamas. And we've got some interesting features here today for you guys. Of course, the NNSCRA split cam is going to be coming into play all over this racetrack because there will not be any cautions as we're now underway. Stage racing, 2 laps, 1 lap, and we've got a special guy.
Train.
Oh, and a train. And we've got a special guy over at the quarry at the Turn of Death who is going to be there all day, bringing you the action when these drivers hit that final corner to see if anyone falls off the Turn of Death.
Is that guy crazy?
No, he just has a very sadistic mind. He's just sitting there going, please fall, give me purpose.
They tried offering the job to me, and
Seth.
just,
So
very
Henry's over there? Is that what it is?
Henry is obviously over there, yes.
Okay.
I don't know how he was allowed over there. Hopefully he slips and falls into the quarry. Did I say that on live TV?
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Henry Sandfer.
Rest in peace, Henry Sandfer 2017. So,
Yep.
so anyway, as we're underway in this thing, all of you guys have partaken at this track before, whether it be in an NNSCRA series or other series in general. What is the key to winning at a track like this?
Survival.
Yeah, it's
Track
basically
position
survival.
and survival.
The other thing is you need to know how to draft. I know it sounds weird on a road course, but definitely on those long straightaways, drafting plays a huge factor.
And especially with the fact too that with this particular mod, that's the CTS physics where draft really comes into play.
And for people deciding that they want to just kind of relax.
Yeah.
Saw that in the back.
Yep, not exactly a bad idea.
Yeah, I was about to say, that might
I believe
be
I was
smart,
one of them,
smart
so, yeah.
strategy.
Already,
It seems to do me well.
yep, there
We got,
goes.
we got the field split up here, it looks like.
Well, I have a feeling that might be because we may have had an incident, maybe some drivers checking up. We'll wait for our camera crew to be able to show us anything that's happened here on the NNSCRA split cam at some point in time.
I wouldn't rule it out with my experience at Thornton that something's already happened.
An incident at Thornton that never happens.
Never.
Always hear clean races here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why the field split up, because they decided to race clean. Sure. I'll believe
Yep.
that when pigs fly.
You know, maybe sometimes there's just.
Oh, well, there we go.
Here we go. All right, so
Speed.
Oh,
looks
no.
like John
I think I know
Arndt.
where this is headed.
John Arndt, who came into this race
This
as
is
the
not gonna
points
end well.
leader. And
And there should be a guardrail there.
Oh, whoa.
No, they're spinning!
that was live
There's
action.
trouble.
That's live action. Top of your screen, something happened. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
That's Joseph
Jar
Srigley.
took a lick there.
Srigley in the 24, Flickinger in the 74. There was
Hello.
somebody further up there at the top of the screen, too. I couldn't see who that was that got involved.
39 car was on spin up there.
Keith
Is that
Batson,
the
then.
L3 that just barely got by that?
It might have been, and that looks like Blaine Keys in the 42 just barely getting by, too. Boy, these camera crews are going to have a lot of work to do. This is another angle. That was right.
Yeah, that
Straight into
that
the steel
guardrail has
guardrail.
claimed a
It's
lot
just
of victims
good
over the
clean
years.
racing there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, so Kyle, about your point of them having a nice clean race. Sure.
Well, that theory's gone out the window, as we can see here.
So
I mean, granted, I don't think Art was forced down there. He just seems to have made a small mistake.
it's one of the difficult parts there, too, because you've got sidewalks on either
Oh,
side.
and here's what happened to the 39.
This was So this was in that lead pack. It looks like there was contact between the 39.
Well, he flat out got
Tsang
shoved
and
into the
Batson
wall.
right there.
Yep. Caitlin Tsang getting hooked by Keith Batson.
Caitlin Tsang R Eldora winner.
You would remember that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course he would
Of all the
remember that.
races, he would remember Caitlin Tsang winning at Eldora because he was there.
Well, that and Eldora's obviously some track, though. Yeah,
Aha.
obviously he'd remember that one.
I'm surprised we didn't have more drivers involved in that.
Oh,
I mean,
there's
I
gonna
was
be-
about to say the same thing.
That was
yeah,
close.
I
Dr.
know, they
Pepper's
moved
Chevy
all-
almost
it
went
looks
off.
like they moved all towards the grass over there, and it just helped him out a little bit.
Okay, that was
Not all
close to that
getting
guardrail.
collected.
So Caitlin Tsang and Keith Batson with early issues. We saw a lot of drivers involved in that issue over, and I don't even know what turn to call. How many turns this track even got? I don't have a clue.
Well,
I
that would
believe
have
it's
been
around
turn
20
two.
something.
All right, so we are.
Speaking of turn, we have a turn of death coming up.
We do
See,
indeed.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to go over to Henry Sandfer at the turn of death camera, where he will be stationed to be able to see if anybody does indeed become a victim to the, I don't know how far drop it is, down to the quarry below.
Let's
You
go
know,
with 70.
I
It
believe
sounds
we
good.
measured it once. It was about
Out of all the
190
races-
feet, if I wasn't mistaken.
So this is live, both
races
top
we've
and bottom
seen
of
here.
your screen. And, oh, Dallas
One,
McIntosh
two.
and Kyle Mathews.
Wait a minute. Was someone pitting?
Possibly. It might have been somebody that had damage. I don't know. They are going to have to pit in this race. That I know for certain. Because it's
that's-
it's only 5 laps, but it's 12 miles each lap. So they're going to have to
Yeah.
pit at some point in this race.
One thing I don't understand: how many races have we had at Thornton, and they still haven't put a guardrail
Looked like maybe
right there? I mean,
Gardner in the
somebody's gonna
26 was pitting. I'm not
No,
100%
they don't put the
sure.
guardrail on there because it's one of those fanfare things. People wouldn't watch this race if we didn't have the turn of death.
But somebody's going to get killed one of these years. I mean, they need to put the driver's safety, first. you would
So what they
think,
don't
right?
show you is off camera. They don't want to tell anyone this off camera. They have this giant trampoline at the bottom. They're all fine.
So if
Well,
we
that's one of the cards.
So hold
bounce
on.
up
So
every
you're
single time
telling
they
me
hit.
that if we stayed on Henry Sandfer's camera there, we would be seeing Kyle Mathews and Dallas McIntosh's cars constantly jumping up and down in front of the camera screen.
It never ends.
Oh, it never ends. It's just a carnival ride.
Well, but you'd also be relying on Henry to actually turn his camera to the right.
Okay, yeah, we can't rely on that. There's no way we can trust him with that. Anyway,
Well,
looking
Well,
up here
rest in
towards the
peace-
front.
Rest in peace, my beautiful Kings Island Chevrolet.
It went for, he went for a roller coaster ride. Ba-ding ting.
Certainly did.
Anyway, K Tellier up front here. Now, one interesting thing I noticed here with K Tellier showing the way, she is currently on now a 36 race winless streak. Last week at Watkins Glen marked the 1 season anniversary of her last Hershey's Cup Series win. She did not go to victory lane, so trying to snap a 36 race winless streak here today, plus trying to make history in having Lincoln pick up its very first win in Hershey's Cup Series competition.
Oh.
I like the paint scheme on that 70 of breast cancer awareness. Always a good cause.
Yep.
Take a look up here. Actually, if you look up, I don't know if top 4 is exactly the same way as it was when they crossed the line, but you got Tellier, Baskinger, Brooke Allen, Cole Baker. 4 drivers who have not yet been to victory lane this season. And coming into today's race, as far as race winners this season, 13 of the 16 slots in the chase for the championship right now held by former race winners. Only 3 slots right now are open for drivers to make it in on points. So if one of the drivers up here in the top 4 goes to victory lane, that may be another slot that's completely gone with 6 races remaining after this one.
Well, I can't confirm for 4th, but I can tell you there I just saw the 3 is in 3rd still. It's hard to tell, though, with only the top 2 in the one picture. Whoa, hello.
That was Dylan Young going way wide. You're not allowed to use that interstate with oncoming traffic.
Oh, you're
Seth, you
allowed
have a good
to.
eye
It
there.
just
I
doesn't
couldn't
end
tell that
well.
was Dylan Young's car from a mile away.
It was it was an educated guess. It was a white car. It could have been Dylan Young. It could have been Jessica Shelton. It could have been a number of different white cars. I just made a
been
guess.
Johnny Gardner. He's a
Maybe I'm
white
right.
car
Maybe
this
I'm
race,
wrong.
too.
Who knows?
Could have been Johnny Gardner. He's a white car.
That's
this race,
right.
Too. He's got discount tire.
Look at this.
And
Levi
then-
McIntyre, Zachary Fitzwater, and Anthony McCrury working together in a tight draft here.
And like what James mentioned, right as the race started.
Oh, hi.
How drafting plays a role. This is where you see it happen on these long straightaways.
Absolutely. This is actually third
Oh,
on back.
speaking of
Oh,
drafting,
Cody
oh,
Lamas! Save. Did he
Oh,
save it?
my.
Did he save that?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think they did, actually.
I think he
They
did.
slowed him down a little bit.
I think he saved that race car. How did he keep
did.
that straight?
Wow.
Right there behind
Oh, he's still going
So
straight.
nice, we'll show it twice. Off Fitzwater, Wall, Chris Dodd, Wall, McCrury,
Still saving
it. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That is
bouncing
so
around like a
surprising.
pinball.
Oh, and there's the aforementioned Jessica Shelton there, the race car.
Tampa Bay Race Chevrolet, yeah.
Meanwhile, these two up front having a bit of a heyday. K Tellier and J Baskinger. Now, there's quite a gap back there to third place Brooke Allen, so how anxious would J Baskinger be right now to race K Tellier, especially with the fact that we're coming to complete the first stage of this race?
I don't know. I think he's more looking forward to the end of this, trying to give himself a graduation present there.
You know, it might just be the rebel in me, but I'd be.
And we're coming to a turn of death.
Through all these corners right now, especially through that turn of death coming up here.
Let's send it to
Here we
Henry
go.
Sandfer. We've had 2 victims already. Will we have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, the whole field? I don't know. No, not the whole field. The top 2
Well,
made it
not
by.
the whole field, not
Oh
yet.
no!
Whoa, Brooke
No.
Allen.
Oh, we got
Cool.
3 split cameras.
Yeah, we do. We're going to have
I
some
can't
pit
keep-
stops here.
I cannot keep up with all of this.
Focusing on the top
Oh,
4.
there's
Oh, there
the
goes
one.
Joshua Michaels. The Honda Accord is gone. As
Well,
we've got split cams
rest in
all
peace,
over the
McLaren
place.
Honda,
Following the
2017.
top 4 coming to pit road. K Tellier, Jake Baskinger, Brooke Allen, and Levi McIntyre. I told these guys coming in, this is maybe one of the most heavily
Contact.
edited videos ever, and they didn't believe me. Now what do you guys think?
That was Cody Lamas, more contact. I think him and Levi McIntyre got together.
I,
as they were coming
I
off
think
pit road.
Cody was smoking, wasn't he? That looked like there was some
Well-
black smoke behind the 48.
But he made contact with someone.
At this point, I'm
He's
not
been-
surprised seeing smoke from Cody ever, to be honest.
Who hasn't Cody made contact with after that last
Good
step?
point.
Who hasn't Cody made contact with in his life?
I plead the 5th. Anyway, K Tellier out in front. Brooke Allen now was able to get out ahead of Jake Baskinger, so she's in 2nd. Baskinger now back to
That
3rd.
number 1 pit stall coming to play here.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not just that number 1 pit stall. If you remember correctly,
Oh, and we
honestly,
got a
when
replay
the
of
turn
Cody,
death, she was
so-
about falling off. She was really pushing it hard through that car coming to the.
Oh,
Line.
Oh
Stack.
my!
Into Garrett
Well,
Well, that's
Sydnor.
why he was smoking.
Boy. Well, I mean, this track doesn't have like a pit wall or anything for these drivers to be able to indicate, when
Probably
they're coming
a
to
good
pit
thing it
road.
doesn't.
That's probably true.
You know, I'm
You
pretty
imagine another wall on this track for these guys to hit.
I'm pretty sure when these guys, came down pit road, they were probably thinking, "Oh, thank God, we're done." Their crew probably had to come back over the radio. No, this race isn't over yet. We still have more time.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
Trent Dunham getting a little
Oh,
wide.
Cody took another
And
one
there's
too.
the contact with Cody that I saw, yeah.
okay, and apparently we had an incident coming off pit road here. We're looking at the 78 of Matt Haas, our Talladega race winner.
Well, he's going to try and visit the gas pumps, I think.
I think, well, I don't know. He's up on the curbing.
Oh my god.
Oh, got run in.
Got into him.
Is that JT Bryant in the 22?
Oh,
Look at,
what
oh, look
the
at Garrett Sydnor. He's taking the scenic route.
I didn't think there was any grip over there, but okay.
Apparently there is. And it
There's
looks,
2 people that decided to go over there.
I guess the 78 either got stuck
And the
or
Dylan
something.
Young World Series car
Oh!
visits Cole Baker.
Yep.
You know what I was about to say? I was about to make a joke about double yellow lines here, because, in Daytona and Talladega, of course, you can't pass below the double yellow line without getting a penalty. Pretty much the whole track has a double yellow line. You can pass around here.
Yep. Anywhere. Anywhere you want to.
I'm really surprised we saw all these incidents on pit road. That's actually a pretty wide pit road at this racetrack, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, see, the
First
issue
time
with that
we've
is
seen
that
Trent
pit road
Dunham
includes
today.
the racing surface, so when you want to get onto pit road here, you have to be aware that you don't want to be on the racing surface when a car's coming up maybe 50, 60 miles an hour faster than you.
But
Which
yeah,
is-
well, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Looks
go ahead,
like,
go ahead.
The 70 car is way out in front. That's actually
Yeah,
not
2
a real
seconds.
good thing at this racetrack. These guys get lined up in a draft. They can easily run down that 70 car.
Well, but
Absolutely
they keep
right.
battling like this, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, Trent
Or-
Dunham has now worked his way up here into the top 5. Kind of a Mr. Where'd he come from? We haven't really talked about him. He's now up in the 4th spot. Zachary Fitzwater now up into 5th. I mean, coming into this race, I talked about, that right at this moment, there are 3 slots available for drivers to make it in on points. The 3 drivers that would, at this point in time, have those spots based on points would be Levi McIntyre. He's 3rd in the standings. Zachary Fitzwater came in 6th in the point standings. And Joshua Michaels had that final spot, but we just saw him take a tumble off the turn of death, so that kind of leaves the door wide open there. But McIntyre and Fitzwater at least making a case for themselves right now to at least have an opportunity to make it in on points or maybe be in the hunt to win this race.
It is still weird at this point in the season to see Fitzwater in 76. I figured they would have kept 59.
I don't know. It's actually, how interesting is this? He's actually drafting with his former teammate. Jake Baskinger was his teammate last year.
Yeah, Baskinger was one of the final.
And they're 3
And that's the thing. The good
Dunham's
thing
in the
is
wall.
about teammates is that even if they're former teammates, although as we see Trent Dunham against the wall there, even if you're former teammates, you tend to have that camaraderie because you had been teammates for a certain amount of time. So at least you know you have someone you can trust pushing you.
K Tellier out in front here. I mean, right now things are looking good as far as Lincoln maybe picking up their first win, but I'm getting word that pit stop we saw them make, it's not the only one they're going to have to make today. They're going to have to at least pit one more time before this race is over.
That's going to be interesting.
Oh,
Brooke Allen!
Well, so much for that, and he's going to visit the trees, and there's an invisible wall out there.
I've never heard a guy named Brooke Allen, but okay, I'll roll with it.
You know, rock stars have some weird names sometimes.
This is true. And now we got to go to our Henry Sandfer cam, I guess we're going to call it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know the car owner of that number 3, Michael Norman's not happy right now.
I wonder.
You know, Trent, after putting it in that guardrail, he's kept it surprisingly clean. I think he might have a shot to catch back up here.
I think he could be right. He's got to at least get in the draft here, and doesn't look like anybody's going to fall off.
I think they're all single file
Yeah,
now.
they're also spread out. Usually the biggest issue we have with the turn of death is when they're double wide coming out of that corner, but things right at the moment so spread out, and it looks like
39 and the 22 pitting.
Yep. Well, if I remember, I don't know about Keith Batson, but J Bryant, of course. Wait, we're about to find out actually what happened to J Bryant. Apparently something with him and the 88 of Chris Dodd.
Oh my! Wow!
Flat out
turned
tunked
right
him.
into him.
Wow.
A little bit of a.
Not quite sure what happened.
Oh, wait a minute! Oh!
Oh my
God!
Well,
somebody is outside
there's
the
that
track.
trampoline.
that is Nathan.
And someone's stuck on the outside of the fence.
That's Nathan Hudson in the 16, but oh my goodness! I mean, I knew there was another way to actually fall into the quarry over on the backside of the track. I've never actually seen a car go down that part.
The reason why that's available to happen is this is actually on the opposite side of that front stretch where we have Henry Sandfer.
Absolutely, over there, if we're facing right now where Henry Sandfer is stationed, and oh my goodness, this is on board with Chris Dodd for however long that camera lasts.
Not that long.
Nope. Good heavens.
I don't think I've ever seen an onboard of somebody falling off the turn of death or anything like that.
I think they did a lot in the Snickers Cup Series, if I'm not mistaken. We had a few of those.
Yeah, we did. I think we did.
That's a rarity right there.
But now, oh my goodness, I mean, that is a first for me. I don't even remember in the Snickers Cup Series anybody falling off into the quarry on that section of the course. I knew it was possible, but I've never seen it actually happen.
Wow. So J Bryant's going to have some explaining to do after the race on why he did that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. J Bryant, yeah, he got a big run, but it almost looked like that was an intentional turn. I don't see how you can mask that with I was trying to give him a bump draft or something. He got him right in the I think it was the left rear quarter.
Left corner, yeah. He was looking like he's going to make the move and then like try to get back in line. Maybe misjudged it. That's about the only explanation.
Have those two had any run-ins this season?
Not this season, but you look at who had the most to lose in that situation. Chris Dodd's a former champion, but he's trying to get himself back into the hunt for a chase. He hasn't been in the chase since season 2 when he won the championship. Comes into this race 29th in points, a goose egg in the win column. J Bryant, on the other hand, comes into this race currently situated 22nd in points for the win at Dover.
Dunham way wide.
They almost put that wall back there. I don't know who that was.
Might have been.
Judging by the color, I would say Trent Dunham.
One car?
Blue.
Yeah, probably. And now as we look up here at the front, remember I said earlier where the top 4 were all drivers that hadn't been to victory lane this season? Hey, guess what? The top 4, again, all drivers still looking for their first win of season 4. Tellier, Baskinger, Fitzwater, and McIntyre.
And remember
for the most part, they're all lined up nose to tail, although I think I see Baskinger trying to block Fitzwater here, but for the most part, they're nose to tail, and they're going to be pulling away from that 5th place of Trent Dunham.
And remember that 2.5-second lead that the 70 car had?
It's gone.
It's gone. 99's starting to lose them, though.
Yeah, he's got to try and make sure he keeps in touch with these guys because, like I said, they're going to have to pit. They probably are going to pit here, I think, at the completion of this lap. If they're able to,
right?
If they're able to pull away this far, they're going to have a relatively clean pit road to come down. We saw how pit road was such a big problem on that first round of green flag pit stop. So if they can come down way ahead of everybody, they might be able to have their pit service completed before 5th place, 6th place, all of the rest of the field come down the pit lane.
And with what we saw the first time, that would
about
be a great idea.
They might, from at least last lap's times, I'm not sure how much they've spread out now, but people like Dunham, Gallighan, McCloud, all of them coming into pit road, as they're coming in, you don't think these guys would be
careful
exiting
that
and maybe cause a problem?
I don't know. The interval right now, if you look back, like from 7th on back, is about 11 seconds. These drivers, for the most, I think, are just going to have to do a gas and go. So I think they might be able to get that pit stop done before those other drivers come down to their stalls on pit lane. You never know. K Tellier coming off the final corner, and we're being told that Henry Sandfer has been fired, so we're not going to have the turn of death anymore.
That's too bad.
Oh, well.
Kyle
Well,
Matthews
the thing
feeling
is, the
badly for
problem that
Henry
we're not
Sandfer. What is
saying-
life?
The problem that we haven't thought about yet or mentioned with the idea that they have the big lead, they could be getting done with service right as the other guys are still coming in, and that could end up causing some
Yeah, that's what
contact
McCloud
as well.
brought up, but
Yeah,
I
I was just saying that not too long ago here.
I'm not certain that's going to be
But
an
I
issue
think
or
Seth
not.
was right here with the gas and goes. I don't think they're going to have an issue
Yeah,
running
we're
into
good.
anyone.
Oh! Baskinger! Out in front!
And there was a little bit of contact there with a blue car.
There is no safe spot on this track, not even pit road.
Nope.
No.
But how about Jake Baskinger's team? Able to get him out first over
But
K
now it's a
Tellier.
race to the line.
Oh, man. That was, that was the white flag, folks, in case you missed it.
Speaking of
Wow,
white flag,
he
that
checked
should
out.
be the end of the stage once everyone crosses the line right here. Yep.
There you go. Yep, there's your stage 2 points.
Hey, look, you got a point down there.
Yeah, I know, right? First time in the top 10 today.
And,
Trouble for
there's
Dunham.
the contact you
Aw.
said with the blue car. It was 2 blue cars.
Actually,
Leon
that
Alvarise-
wasn't the contact I was talking about. I saw him hit someone else on his way in.
Oh, wow, okay, wow. And think of this, too. Trent Dunham, I believe, and Leon Alvarise were actually in that top 10 for the stage points for the end of stage 2, and now they both have damage.
Well, I saw Trent. Yeah, you could see him there. He did manage
Oh,
to
McCloud has some damage too, looks like. On
inch
the
his
left
way
side
across
here.
the line.
This is
So-
a battle for, I think, now the 5th position? 4th position? No, 5th.
I think it's
According to
sixth, fifth
scoring, it would
now,
be
yeah.
about
Or
6.
sixth.
So, yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
5th.
It's
Just
gonna be-
because.
It's going to be hard to find a car that doesn't have damage at the end of this thing.
Tim Walsh running now, I think, in the 7th spot. Charles Sandfer
Damage
would
to the
move
left
up to
and
8th. Gardner up to 9th.
There's a car without damage right there. Gardner, I don't think have any of it.
Sean
44 looks fairly clean.
Yeah, there's Alvarez. We saw him have that contact with Trent Dunham. Looks like that car is off the pace now.
Severely.
The
That-
Aaron's not
Was that
Sojourn
Keith
machine.
Batson? That is Keith
Yes, it
Batson.
was.
Oh my
That
goodness,
is
he's,
Batson.
is he up? I think he's up and around the 11th position. That's a
That
driver
should
that
have been for about 11th, yeah.
and that's a driver who was way at the back of the pack early on because he got involved in an incident over in the first few corners. Brooke Allen way back
Jessica
here.
Shelton running together.
I
here,
think they're
tracking
about
together.
12th and 13th, I would say.
Sounds about right. If you figure 03's now in 9th, 26 would be 10th.
And now Baskinger with a huge lead. Now the thing he's got to hope is that the gap between K Tellier and 3rd place, which I think is Zachary Fitzwater, kind of stays the same. But now they're reeling her in. So if K Tellier, Zachary Fitzwater, and Levi McIntyre can get enough speed on these straightaways, Baskinger may not be out of the woods yet.
The problem I see, though, is even when they catch her, I don't think they're going to have too much time to be able to catch Baskinger.
Yeah, I think Baskinger's in good shape here. He's just got to hit his
Oh,
marks
she almost hit a
and-
hauler there.
See, that being said, you don't know.
And they're
because
battling.
They caught K Tellier when she was leading. She had about a 2.5 second lead, and they caught her pretty quick. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. I don't think Baskinger's home free quite yet. Not to mention, we do still have a turn of death waiting.
Well, also, let's say Fitzwater and McIntyre do catch up to K Tellier. Would they have too much of a run to be able to kind of help her along? Would it kill their momentum?
That's always
I don't
the
know,
possibility.
they were
Because I
battling
think,
a little bit, which helped
McIntyre
kill
just
some of it.
separated off the back of Fitzwater there, so they should be good to try and catch each other right here.
Well, Jake Baskinger trying to pick up his first win of the season. Not only that, he's trying to complete the sweep for AS Racing. Garrett Sydnor went to victory lane back at Bristol Dirt. John Arndt went to victory lane at Kansas. They would be the second team to have all 3 of their drivers go to victory lane. The only other one, Retro Racing Enterprises, so far this season. And then also, J Baskinger, let's say he's able to close the deal here today, able to make it into the chase for the championship. He'd be the only driver in Hersheys Cup Series history to make all 4 Hersheys Cup Series chase for the championships.
That would be an impressive feat right there. This series is one of the most competitive series I've been a part of. And to be able to make the chase in all 4 seasons, that is one hell of an accomplishment.
And in 3 different manufacturers. He made it in a Ford back in Season 1, a Dodge in Seasons 2 and 3, and if he's able to win today and get into the chase, it'd be in a Chevy in Season 4.
Ooh, getting real close to that guardrail there.
Yeah, he got really close the last lap, too.
We know what happened to Brooke Allen when that happened.
Still could have easily thrown it away there, yeah.
Coming through the final corners, Baskinger, I think, just got to be smooth. Just got to hit his marks. I don't think he really even has to drive the thing hard. I think he's in really good shape.
From behind.
Why is there a speed limit sign that says 35 miles an hour?
Although
Because
it's the
we're on
road
streets.
course. It's the road
We're on
course,
normal
which
streets.
takes place on real-life streets, yeah.
But
street
coming
course.
down the straightaway, his first win of the season is going to come at Thornton Raceway. Jake Baskinger takes the checkered flag here today.
Congrats
Impressive
to
run.
Jake
He's
Baskinger
been
and the
up
Auto
front pretty
Trader
much the
Chevy
whole
crew.
day. That top 4 hasn't changed much all day.
K Tellier so close to getting Lincoln their first win. Fitzwater third, McIntyre fourth. Looks like McCrury is going to beat out McCloud for 5th. McCloud will get 6th. 7th will be
Whoa.
Sandfer.
Reese's
What happened
Pieces.
there? How?
How? I'll take it, but how?
Gardner gets 9th.
And Sean Gallighan will complete the top 10. Galligan's been on a good streak as of late. He's climbed up to 14th in the point standings, and there you see, that's going to be your Stage 3 final stage points winners. And Baskinger, that's some very valuable bonus points, not only with him having the win, but he came into the race 11th in the points. This will probably shoot him up into the top 10.
Might, but hey, it doesn't even matter to him now.
It's kind of interesting, too. I just looked. Jake Baskinger, out of all the drivers in the top 19, is the only driver that doesn't have 20 starts. He only has 19 because he did not make the main event race at the Midsummer Classic at Eldora.
Oh. That's interesting, but at least, hey, he's made up for it. He's in the chase now, so.
Absolutely. So now, and you think about this, based on how they finished out today, based on how the points might look, we could be down to only 2 slots left for drivers to make it into the chase on points, with still 6 races remaining in the regular season.
And last season, Jake Baskinger was very good in the chase. In fact, made it all the way to the Final 4.
So he did. You're absolutely right. So that is going to do it for today's race here at Thornton. Next week, it's going to be another off week for the non-charter series as well as the Pizza Hut X series, as we're trying to catch up here a little bit. We've only got 3 races remaining for Pizza Hut X series, but we have 6 races remaining for Hersheys, so trying to catch up. Next week, it's going to be Hersheys Cup Series racing from Rockingham, North Carolina, and we are going to be getting set for...
Oh, that's always a favorite.
Oh, yeah. Fuel
yeah.
strategy race, no doubt about that. Usually whenever we go there. So, we hope you will tune in for that. Up next, we will be showing you the full finisher results from today's race, since this race had to be done in replay mode because Thornton is horrible for graphic people. And we will then show you your rookie points and your overall point standings heading into next week as well. James, Kyle, Charles, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today for this race here at Thornton.
Well, thanks
Welcome
for,
anytime.
Thanks for having us. Boy, I knew we were in for a wild race, and it sure
That was definitely some good racing
And then
all
some.
day. Definitely clean racing, right, Kyle?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Look at how pristine every one of these cars look. But anyway,
There's not a single donut on any of them.
none at all. Actually, the top 4 look pretty clean. Everybody else probably not.
Actually, I don't even think Levi's there in 4th, 99.
Well, maybe
It was all
not.
Have contact on payroll with somebody.
Oh, that's true. That's true. All right, so the top 3 were
The
the only
top
ones.
3.
The only ones that didn't get damaged were the top 3. But anyway, thanks to these guys for joining me. Check out their channels. Links to them will be in the description. And again, we will see you guys next week for Rockingham, North Carolina action for the Hersheys Cup Series. Till then, I've been Seth Cole signing off. You've been watching Production of the NCRA, offline racing at its best.